Hi guys, there's so much to speak about this new system of mine that I don't know where to start from. But I will start with mm, trying to make the derived roads um, understanding easy for you first. So the derived roads, now I can bet them without looking at the derived roads or any indicators. I just have to look at the main road, and now I know what the derived roads are saying. Um, the derived roads use three columns because there are three roads, so they need three already developed columns. So I'm going to use the chop pattern. So I fill in uh, the roads faster. So you see here we have these three columns. Okay, they all say something about this last uh, uh, result here, and we should bet according to the derived roads. So the derived roads have two colors, both all three of them have two colors, the blue and the red. The blue and the red, they behave in a similar way, all three of them. But the first derived road is related to the first column next to the last result, and then second, that solid color circle, if you remember. So this is the circle, the empty circle, then is the solid dot, solid color dot, and the lines, those slashes, forward slashes, the cockroach pig road. So this is the third column back. Yeah, from the last you going to the backwards, 1, 2 and 3, like this. And doesn't matter, you don't have to look at the history of the derived roads there, the patterns there. They don't really matter in my system. You just have to know how to bet for the red color and how to bet for the blue color, because in the number 3 there's always a majority. So 3 cannot be divided in 2, exactly in 2. Can only be divided in 2 and 1. Okay, I don't know. Okay, the format of this is giving me the date here. Sorry about this, but you understand what I mean. Can be divided in 2 and 1 and 3 0, but you cannot make a, because 1.5 does not work. There are 3 derived rows and you cannot separate 1.5. Okay, so we will always have a majority of red derived roads, the red color that indicate for the red color for the next hand, or they indicate for the blue color. And of course the predictions are exactly the opposite for both sides. So they predict something for the banker for the next hand, let's say for the fifth hand here. The derived rows will tell you something for the banker, and the opposite color for the player, because of course, yeah, the banker and the player, they are exactly the opposite. So my point is now how to read the derived rows. The pattern means the red color follows the pattern, or the red color mirrors these three columns. You can see here that the first column was mirrored here because a single is followed by another single, is followed by another single. So now we have a red color all the time, winning on all the derived roads, because the red color means the pattern is respected. It's not going against the pattern. So here a banker would be a break of the pattern. So certainly the banker here has a blue color all over. So all the derived rows will show blue color for the banker side, and red color, all of them, they expect to be red for the player result. Player meaning an X here. This is the player. Yeah, so if this player comes here, then there's a red circle, a red dot, and a red /4 line added to the rows. Yeah. Once we have a player here, this was a win for the blue on all three. All three turned blue color now. And now what is the pattern? The pattern relates this one to these other three spots, or how to call them, because now this is empty. When I was here, all this was full. Yeah, to the left of this result, but now this result here downwards, yeah, has all these places empty next to it. This line is already consumed, is played, it doesn't matter anymore. What matters is this line now. So the pattern is player and nothing, nothing, nothing. Now only the last three columns we play. This column is not valid anymore, is the fourth result backwards, so we only work with three columns backwards. Okay, so we actually work with this, and what we have here, player, nothing, nothing, nothing. So the red color will be for the player, because the player respects this pattern of player, nothing, nothing. So player, nothing, nothing is the pattern. So the red color for all of them, for all three derived rows, is player, and as long as player wins here, all the derived rows have a red symbol added in their chart. Yeah. And if here, let's say, a banker comes, all of the rows got a blue result here, because this broke the pattern for all three of them. So now we have a little bit of difference, because now we have these three. So we are working with this, but also you can see, of course, we take into consideration the fact that this column here is different from the other two. So this is actually the underdog of the three, and these two are the majority. So here, these two columns determine the majority of where two of the same color will be. It's according to these two columns. Yeah, so let's see pattern. What pattern is here? If we only look at this three, it's chop, chop. This banker is facing a chop and another chop, so the red color will be to continue and leave this a chop. And so if a player comes here, the red color won for this, only for this, but for this one is going to be blue, because this column is different. This column is going down. So if we only look at this like this, red means to go down, because we have banker with a player, and a player is going down on this side, so we need another banker here to mirror this player here. Yeah, it's all about mirroring. Yeah, this column has to mirror this other column in order to have a red color. The pattern for this, only for this particular derived road, because one derived road is assigned to this column alone, and other two derived roads are assigned to these two columns. Yeah, so in this case they are not the same, they don't predict the same color. Yeah, these two, they match, they are the same, and they predict the same color. But these two predicts the opposite color for this result. Yeah. So we are going to have a majority of 2 to 1 here, 2 for these two columns and 1 for this column. And if this result has not come yet, so the derived road number 1, okay, it's funny, here we have to do something. Derived road for this last result here, the derived road number 1 will be like this. Player is going to be blue, and the banker red. And then the derived road number 1 is this one. It's first column next to the last result. Yeah, and derived road number 2 is this one. Is the second column next to the last result, and the derived row number 3 is this one, is the third column next to the last result. So derived row number 2 is for player for the player. If player comes here is red, because why? Because it respects the chop pattern. Yeah, a player will make this banker a chop, will make this a single banker. And the single banker matches this single banker here and matches this single player here. They are all single. So a player, or let me put like this because that's how I so that I can show you the same symbols as here. Red and the banker blue, of course. And the same goes for the derived road number 3. Yeah, that's how the indicators are going to be displayed. But now if you play online or in the casinos that they offer these indicators on a screen, you don't have to struggle. But this is if you want to play the system fast without looking at the indicator. Even you'll get used to what these are showing. So look, let's say a banker comes here. So what happened? This first derived road got a red symbol. This derived row number 2 got a blue symbol, and the third one got a blue symbol. And now what happens next? Now I'm gonna write for this second banker here. For this second banker, you can see that all of the roads will match in the color, because now we have banker nothing nothing. So for another banker is going to be red. Yeah, for this is going to be red. Also for banker player is red, because we have banker player here. Banker player is the same. Banker nothing and banker nothing and banker nothing. You see? So all this is the same. Is the same with this. And also this is the same with this. So in this case, because all the roads predict that going down is going to be a mirroring of the patterns on all three of them. Okay, I think I'm I didn't choose the most simple way to explain, but that's to me this is how I look at the roads, So let's see here, we got this banker, so we got a red all over. Now we got a player, and this was blue, because the red was going down towards this last one here. And I want to tell you what happens here, for instance. So let's see, even before this, let's see here. What is the prediction for player here? So if a player comes here, it's going to be the same for these two, but not the same for this one, because this one has nothing. But these two don't have nothing, they have something. So if player comes here, it will match this pattern. So it will have two red, this one red and this one red, but this one is blue if player comes, because does not match the nothing here. Yeah, so this nothing, this is a single, and if a blue an X comes here, it's not a single anymore. So this one does not match with this one. Okay. Just a second. What's okay? I cannot undo that. So what was here was a banker. So what I said is that these three, they are not a pattern, because here this one is a nothing, and here is a single, and these two are not single, are two. Yes, so this is a blue, this is a break of pattern, and the break of pattern is blue all the time, and the mirroring of pattern, or matching the pattern is red. So here we have red for these two, for this player here, and the blue for this one. So I'll write here first derived road, the player is red, and the banker blue if the banker came, but it did not come. So let me not write the bankers to not make you confused. So what happened here? Also red on the second, but on the third one is blue. The player is blue for this column. This is the third derived road, yeah, is this banker here, single banker. Yeah, so for that one, this player is a blue symbol, a blue pattern. And let's say now from here, from this one we see red everywhere, because a player here will match with this 2, and also matches with this 2 nothing here. Yeah, this 2 nothing matches with these 2 players. Also these 2 other something, they match with these 2 players. They are the same. But if a banker was here, let's say we have a banker here. No, we have to take out a banker. So let's say that we are here. We are now in this spot. One column is going down. One column stops here at 2 bankers, and one column is this single banker which has nothing here. So now what happens after this second player here? How does this player relate to all these 3 columns here? Where is the majority of 2 to 1 here? Because we do not have a 3, 0, we do not have a match in all 3. So which are the columns that match? And I will tell you which are the ones that match. Are these 2 columns here? They match with the same color, because going down here, another player here matches with these 2 columns. Yeah, you see player with this column, player, and player nothing. Also it matches with this other nothing here. So there was a nothing here, so this player matches with this nothing, and also matches with this player because there was a player here. So the red color majority of 2 is on player here, before this player arrives here. Now the prediction is player red for these 2, red if player comes. So player is red for these 2 columns, derived row number 2 and 3. And for the derived row number 1 is going to be blue. Why? Because to match this column, it has to chop from here to stay 2, because this column is 2 and has nothing here. This column also needs to have nothing and stay 2 to match with this other column. Yeah, this has to stay 2, get a banker here, and if the red color was the prediction for the banker, for this, only for this column here, the first one, but not for the second and the third, because the second was going down to 3 or more, and the third, it stayed with nothing, which is the same pattern. I mean, this player now already has player nothing, so another player is player nothing again. So a banker would be against this pattern, and a banker is a break of this pattern, player nothing, player nothing, player nothing. The banker broke that pattern, the continuation of the pattern, but it continued this pattern. This banker continued this pattern of 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. If this 2, 2, 2 continues, means all the derived roads are going to be aligned as 2's. Yeah, if the terrible 2 comes. Now all the derived roads will show red for the 2's, yeah, because a banker now needs a player in order to match with this, and with this. All these 3 columns stop at 2. So in order for this one also to stop at 2, all 3 derived roads have to have a match on a player result. A player result is a red color for all these 3. Yeah, it matches all these 3 columns here. But if we had a player here, there were only 2 indicating red for player, but this one indicates red for banker, because this banker, yeah, these 2 bankers match with these 2 players, but now we need another banker here in order to match with this other third player here. Yeah, so this column is 3 in a row, so it's asking for a 3 in a row in order to match this pattern. Yeah, so that's why here 2 derived roads, they are asking for the terrible 2's for the red pattern and blue for the break of the pattern for banker, and the opposite for this one is asking for a player for red for here, and blue is a banker red, and a player here, a player is blue, because it's a break of the 3 in a row pattern. Okay, so I think this is the basics of reading the derived roads. If you will watch this a few more times, and I think you'll get it. But if you don't get it, you'll be still able to play the derived roads using the automatic indicators in the casino, which will tell you, okay, it will show you that player has 2 symbols, red and 1 blue. Okay, majority on red. The banker has 2 symbols on blue and 1 on the red, so okay, majority on blue for the banker. It's going to be easy for you. Yeah, you just look at the automatic indicators and it's fine. And now I wanna explain, and I want to show you the money management. Okay, money management requires 4 trends. So 4 trends. Number 1. Let's say banker. Banker red. So this red, it's referring to the red majority . Yeah, That means banker red. Okay, when we play banker, first of all, when we play the trend banker, when we are on the banker side, we play the banker trends. When no, after the banker results, so after the banker is dealt on, in the game, and we have a banker result confirmed, then we know that we have to play the banker trend there, right there. On the next hand, we play the banker trend. Banker trend, banker red, then why do I divide the trends like this? I'm trying to separate, to pinpoint, to fine tune the trend for not only, okay, let's see what are the dominant trends now, the red color on the derived roads or on the blue color. Okay, that will be a division and the tuning of the trend. Okay, we have two trends. We have the derived roads are showing a majority and a dominance on the red color, so the red color is coming more often than the blue color is winning more often at the moment. So we have a trend on the red color. But besides that, if we also separate the sides, we're going to have on the trend determined for the quarters. I mean, not only for the halves of the results. It's much more fine-tuned than, when you say banker is chopping and the player is streaking. It's again, we have four trends here. We have the trend on the chop or streak. Okay, the shoe is streaky or is choppy. We have two trends, but also we try to see which of the side is choppy and which of the side is streaky. Maybe the sides are opposite in their behavior, so the player is on the chop but the banker is on the streak. So we can have a player streak trend, a player chop trend, a banker streak trend, and a banker chop trend. It's the same like here. So we have a banker red. It's now related to the derived roads, that the derived roads are winning more on the red, but for the banker, I mean after the banker result, we saw that after the banker result, the red color indicators, the majority on the red color indicators, win more often, but only after the banker result. It is specifically after the banker result. That's why the banker red trend. Banker blue, if this banker red starts to lose, I mean after the banker results, the red color indicators are not winning as much as before. That means the trend might have switched to the banker blue. I mean after the banker result, the blue color indicators start to win now more. Okay, and the third one is player red. And 4. Okay, player red. player blue. So this is about the trends, and now we are going to use 4 progressions. For one trend with its own progression. So I'm going to have the Baccarat. Okay, it's going to need all of this here like this. So the Baccarat trend, I'm going to have a progression, and I wanna show you the double D'Alembert progression that I'm using. So I'm using this. I'm using 1, 2, then 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, etc. So this is actually the progression. So I should actually put this string of numbers here. Yeah, this is a string of the digits that I'm using in my progression. So now I'm going to have also the bank blue, bank blue, player red, and player blue. So by default I start with the red. I start with this 2 without knowing what is going to happen in the shoe. I'm starting with this and with this. So this and this. So player red and banker red. And if they lose 2 levels, this is level number 1. Let's put like this. Level 1 is this, 1, 2. Each level has 2 digits. Yeah, 2 numbers, not 2 digits. He has to lose twice. These are actually losses if you think about it. So in order to progress like this, you have to lose them. You go 1 step to the right after loss. One step to the right after loss. After win. So if you yeah, I got a phone call. So what I was saying is that you go 1 step to the right after a loss. So if you lose 1, you bet 2. If you lose 2, you bet 3. If you lose 3, you bet 3. But if you win 3, then you go back and bet 3. Yeah. It's simple, and you can be flexible. You can make your levels the way you want. So I play like this. If I lose 2 levels, So this is level 1 and this is level 2. If I lose 2 levels on a particular trend, I put a line like this so that I know that I lost the 2 levels. And now from here I start to bet this other trend, the banker blue. Because this banker red, I lost 4 bets, meaning two levels. And from here again I bet 1, maybe I bet 2 here and I win and I go back to the base. I bet 1, I bet 2, I bet 3 and win, and I go back here and I bet 2, and then I bet 3, I bet 3 again. If I win, I go back and bet 3 again, I bet 3 here. If I win this one, I go back again here and I bet 3, and if I bet 3 and win, then I go here, and so on. So it's the same as above. If I lose twice here, if I lose this level, I go back up here and I start to bet on the banker red, and in the following manner: I bet 4. If I lose, I bet 4 again. If I lose this 4, I bet 5. So if I win this 5, I go back 1, I bet 4 here. If I win this 4, I go back 1 step here and I bet 4 here. And if I win this bet of 4 units, I go back 1 step, and you notice that I already go back 1 step in the level 2. So now I'm going to move this / here at the beginning of the level 2. That means now I have to lose 2 levels from level 3 onwards. So level 2, because level 2 is 3 units. Yeah, so you understand what I mean. Now if I lose 3, then I lose 4 and I lose 4 again. Okay, I lost 2 levels in a row. These are the 2 levels in a row that I lost. And the same here. Let's see, maybe here I lose 4, then 5 and 5. Okay, I put this 4, I put here. Okay, and then okay, I lost. Now I know the last 2 levels that I lost are these 2, level 3 and 4 units and 5 units. So I go back up here, and here I bet 5, and if I win the 5, I go back 1 step. So I have to delete these last 4 here because I won the 5. And now I'm going to place the / here before this 4, so that I know now that I have to lose 2 levels from this level onwards. Yeah, if I bet 4 and I win 4, I go back here, I bet 4, and if I win 4, then I go back again here. Yeah, this / here had to be deleted. Yeah, and now I put it again back there because I won the 4, the first 4 after the 3, and now I have 1 more 3 to win in this level. And if I win this 3, I bet 3 again. I have to bet 3 again here, and if I win 3, I go back 1 step, and now I'm just in the level 1, betting 1 2 1 2. And if I win this 2, I go back to the base. The same here. Let's say I'm going to lose again 1 2 and 3 3. You can also put 1 1 and you can be flexible and make your levels like this 2 2 if you want to be more conservative, but for me this is a little bit more aggressive. 1 2 more aggressive than 1 1 and 1 and 2 2. So I put 1 2 first level, 3 3 next level, and I lost. I put a forward slash here. I go back to this and I bet 6. Maybe I lose, I bet 6 again. If I win, I go back one step, meaning I have to bet 6 here again. And if I win, I go back here. I put the forward slash before the 5 and I delete this other forward slash. I delete this one, and this is my last forward slash line before the 5. Yeah, so I continue from here and I bet 5 6, and if I lose 2 times 5, 2 times 6, then I put the forward slash after the 6 and I delete the forward slash before the 5. Yeah, that's how I play. Now let's see, I'm gonna go on the simulator now for a short demo. I'm trying to pause the video if I can. Okay, I suppose I cannot pause the video now. Okay, this tutorial is going to be in more parts if needed. This is my notepad that I use when I play. So this is for the banker red, banker blue, player red and player blue. This is my latest balance that I had in the casino. So I'm going to write down the balance here in the simulator, and usually I go for 10%. If I make 10 units, if I make 1000, that means 10% before I reset all the progressions. But before I make 10%, I don't reset the progressions, and I want to show you how this works with the we have to deal a few hands with the derived roads, and in the next tutorial I'm going to tell you about the tie and where the tie is supposed to be bet. Okay, I'm going to show you now. Okay, so now we have two indicators, but they are different. So we just have one indicator of a color and the other indicator of another color. You can see here the red dot is not present because the red dot will appear on the next hand. You see the solid red dot and the solid red blue, they are not yet here because the first one is going to appear after this hand. And so the player requires a bet on the player is a red solid dot, yeah, because the indicator on top here indicates this side. And let's see, yeah, because the player will continue the pattern of these two other columns here. So the banker will stay single as this player is a single, as this banker is a single. So single, single, and in order for this to be single, you need a player. So the player corresponds to the red color for both these two roads. Yeah, for both these two roads. Okay, I cannot draw on the screen here. Yeah, so let's see. We cannot bet yet because we do not have a majority. We need to have a majority on a specific side, red or blue. Not yet a majority because it's going down here. So okay, we have a majority, and we even had a majority before this. Yeah, because all these two roads, both these two roads indicate same thing. Yeah, the player would mean same color, the banker now meant same color. You can see same color, blue circle here and blue red, and it's the same even now. So we have a majority. So we by default I start with the red color. So I'm on the banker side, so I have to bet the banker trend first of all. I'm on the banker side now. The last result is a banker, so I'm dealing with the banker trend. I'm betting the banker trend. Yeah, and by default I start with banker red without having a dominance or anything yet shown. I just bet banker red. And what is the banker red? We are on the banker side, so we are on the banker trend, and we have to bet red. Red meaning the banker continues the pattern down. So I'm going to bet 1 unit on banker. You can see the red indicators are both on top, pointing to the banker, so the banker is the bet for the red trend. And it's a loss. I write here a loss for the blue banker red. Banker red got a loss. And now I'm on the player side, so I'm gonna bet the player trend also red. And the red majority are these two, the last two columns here. I mean, these single banker and single player, they determine the majority of the color. What color has majority for this side? So for this side, the player side, in order to bet red color, I have to bet chop because the majority is on the chop. Yeah, and the pattern is the red color. The anti-pattern is the blue color, which is the minority, which is the underdog. The underdog is the blue color. The underdog is against the pattern. So this is the dominant pattern, which is the chop, chop, chop twice, and only once it went 2. So going 2 is the underdog, going single, single is the main trend. Yeah, so there's a majority on chop, so we have to bet chop here on banker 1 unit. So for the player red, I'm going to write a +1 so that I know that this one here is a loss, but this +1 is a win. I want a parlay after a win of 1 unit. I want to parlay 2 units next time. So now I'm again on the banker side. I again have to bet the B red pattern because I have not lost yet 4. I did not lose 2 levels in my progression to switch to the B blue. I only bet B blue after I lose here 2 levels in the B red trend. So the B red trend now is what? Single, single. This is the dominant, yeah, before this banker. This banker does not count. What we have? Single, single, and 1 go 2. So to go to, so is a red on this one and is red for these two. So we have more red color for these two columns here that are single, so we have to bet for single here in order to bet for the red pattern dominant for 2 red and 1 blue. So 2 red, 1 blue here is to bet player, to bet chop. So now I bet 2 units for the B red on player. Okay, it's a tie, so I just repeat. Another tie. And it's a win. Okay, so now I recovered my loss here on the B red, and now I am back to the base bet. And I made 2 units already. Now I'm betting the player side, and I look back to the last 3 columns. That's all I need to see, the last 3 columns. What are the patterns? You see, single, single, and go to. Again, the go to is the underdog, and single, single, the chop is the dominant pattern. So in order to bet player red, here we have to bet player red, and I will parlay 2 units here. I'll bet 2 units on bank to go with the red color, with the dominant trend, and I lost here. So +1 -2 equals -1. -1, I just write a 1 there as a loss. And now I'm again on the P side. I did not switch to the banker. I did not get a banker result, so I'm still on the player side. I still have to bet P red. And now P red, what do I have to bet for P red? Because here we have player nothing, nothing, and here we have something, but next is going to be nothing. So this, I have to try to draw. I need to do, sometimes this program is giving me problems. So you see here, we bet only from these 3 columns onwards. So this one is a 2, so in order to mirror the 2, I have to bet banker here, so that this column mirrors this column. It stops at 2. If I want this column to stop at 2, I have to bet against a player, so I have to bet banker, to match this one. To match this one, I have to bet banker. So I'll show you now that banker for this one has a red line. You see? But only this. Only this road is asking for banker for the red indicator. Red indicators asking for banker. Why? Because chopping here to a banker, if I get a banker here, means it mirrors this other, the 3rd column here. But for these other 2, we already surpassed these 2 columns. We first got a blue here. You see that both of these got a blue. This one got a blue and this one got a blue. Why? Because these 2 were singles, now we got a double, so we broke this pattern by a blue dot. But now, in order to go down here, player means to mirror this current pattern. The current pattern is player nothing, nothing. So to make player nothing, nothing, you need another player. To make player nothing, nothing, you need another player to continue this pattern. So you can see that the player result for next hand, you see it's red. So the red pattern, he asks for a player result. The red pattern of this line here, this line goes to the second column, no, to this column, to the player, sorry. Let's delete this. Okay, so this is the second derived road, this is the first derived road, this is the third derived road. Okay, so this road goes with this column first, this second derived road goes with this column, and this third one goes with this. That's why they are different, and that's why they are asking for different things. This one a banker red, this one a player red, and this one a player red. Yeah, because these two are singles, but this one is a double here, this one. Okay, so here I still have to bet P red, player red, so I have to bet what? I have to bet the majority for red is player. Yeah, because we have red, two reds for player, one red for banker. So we bet the majority, which is P red, meaning 2 to 1 red. 2 to 1 red, we have to bet player. So I bet player 2 units. It's a tie. Another tie. Okay, it's a loss, so I have a loss here for the P red. Go to banker instead. Now I go back to the B red. I need to bet B red. So where is the majority for B red? Is player. You can see that here on top is a red result on top, pointing for the player. Red result on top, pointing for the player. So I need to bet player in order to bet the majority red. Why? Because we have single, two single dominant comparing to only one double. So this is the underdog. Sorry. Yeah. You see here, these are the three columns. This is the underdog. This is the minority. These two players here. It's a minority. And this one plus this one, they are the majority. Yes, and here we have to bet player for the majority. Okay. And so we bet player here, but for the red side, for the red, B red banker, because we are on the banker now. 1 unit for player, on player. You see, +1, +1. So the next time I'll parlay. Now player side, we bet P red 3 units on again on singles. Yeah, because the singles are the majority in the last three. In the last three we have 1, 2 singles, and this is the underdog. So we have to bet for chop here, to bet banker. So bet banker 3 here. Player red 3 units on bank for the chop. Okay, I won 3 units. I go back 1 step, and now banker red, bet 2 units parlay on again on the chop. yeah, because we have 1 2 singles and only one double. So you see that 2 are here and 1 is pointing to the bank, so this one wants a bank again, and this is stronger than this other two because it's making a streak here of red color. So but anyway, we go with the majority of these two, yeah, because 2 to 1 is the majority on red, so we bet player here, we bet chop 2 units, you see. And now you'll see that the streak of red here on the cockroach pig road is broken, is finished, and you'll see a blue line on the third derived road here. You see, it lost, yeah. So this underdog here lost. This was the underdog, the last column, yeah. This was the underdog for this banker, and it lost. These other two, the majority, the dominant trend, the two red defeated the one red here, yeah, because they were opposite sides. Okay, so I won here the parlay bet, and now I have to bet player side, and I have a loss of 1 unit. I have to bet 2 units, and here all three, you see, all three aligned for the chop, because we only have 3 singles, and all 3 singles are asking for the same thing. Banker is a majority, so 2 on banker. For this we lost, so I lost here 2 units. The underdog, which was 0 1, and now we have to bet now P red again. All 3 switch to the player because we have nothing player. So player nothing. This is the pattern, yeah. The pattern has to continue down from here, like nothing again, nothing player. So 3 units on player, and we lost. You see, the blue color now starts to win on the player trend. The player red is losing, but we have one more try. I can put a space here so you can see that now I'm on the level 2 here. Look here, level 1 for you just to see. 1 2, level 2 starts from this bet of 3 units, which I lost already. Here I already lost the 1 and the 2. Here I bet 3, and next time again 3. Now I bet banker red 1 unit, and it's still single, yeah, it's still on the chop, majority on the chop. You can see, very easy, quick to see. This is the dominant trend and this is the underdog, yeah. So we bet here for chop in order to bet the B red. So I bet 1 unit on player chop +1. So there are always only 2 trends active. Like now this is active and this is also active, yeah, these 2. So banker blue and player blue, they are not active. They will activate after the loss of 2 levels of one of these active levels. You know, when an active level loses 2 levels, when an active trend loses 2 levels, then the other trend that is now inactive will activate, and the other one will stay inactive until the new trend loses 2 levels. New trend, sorry if I swap the words, and yeah, I speak nonsense here. But I'm not English, so please understand that. So now I have to bet my last bet of 3 units on the P-red, but let's first bet and then write the 3 as a loss. So we bet again the chop, because the chop is the dominant trend. You can see what is the dominant here is this and this, and this is the underdog. Yeah, so we bet chop here so that we can again bet the red pattern. So let's bet the chop one more time, 3 units on bank. It's a tie. And it's a win, so we go back 1 level here. I mean 1 step, only 1 step, not 1 level, because we had a lost step there, so we have to go back just 1 step. And now we bet B-red, so we bet 2 units here, parlay on the single again, because we have 2 singles. Yeah, unfortunately I have to close the video here, and the continuation in the part 2. This is the part 1, and keep an eye on the part 2.